What's up, BookTube? It's Leah Cooper, and I'm just popping in real fast because a lot of stuff has changed since I filmed. Well, not a lot of stuff. A few things have changed since I filmed my TBR and wrap-up videos, and that has really thrown my whole plans for October reading into like the garbage basically. So I filmed those two videos a couple of days before the start of spring quarter. In one of my previous videos, I had a little bit of drama about whether or not I was going to be able to go to school kind of at the last minute. I was able to go to school with financial aid, which was like amazing, and I signed up for a 16 credit program. My school doesn't do like individual classes, they do interdisciplinary programs, usually taught by a team. So like my program's taught by two professors. So this is a 16 credit full-time program on literary criticism, analysis, and creative writing, essentially. And it's been really great. It is a night and day difference from the classes I tried to take last fall. If you were around my channel, I don't know if I think I talked about it a little bit, but I signed up for I tried to go back to school last year to finish my degree, and I took some, they were supposed to be like public administration credits, but they both turned out to be entrepreneurship and like small business, nonprofit classes, and I found them very unpleasant. I not only don't want to go into that field, but also just dredged up a lot of bad memories and depression from when I had my last small business, which was a bakery and cafe. And so it was like such a terrible experience. And then I got really, really ill, and I was working, and I just I only think I received maybe like 45% credit completion for them. That in and of itself was extremely generous from the professors. But and I thought, okay, well, maybe I'm just not meant to finish my degree. But then when I got laid off, I was kind of like, man, what else am I going to do with my time? I need to do something. I want to write. I don't feel comfortable writing anymore. It's been so long since I like wrote regularly. Like it's been 2 years since I wrote regularly, I think. And I just kind of want to take like a writing class that gets me out of my rut. So I signed up for this literary criticism creative writing class, and it's a all year long program. And so far it has been really good. We're done with week 2. We're on to week 3. I'm actually more than staying up with the work, and it's been a really good experience. I've actually written a couple of scenes that may or may not ever appear in the sequel to Essex Colony, but at least I'm writing. That hasn't happened recently. So that's really cool. But something it means for the channel is that this program has a lot of supplemental reading. So there's 2 books we're going to be reading, which I'm a little stressed out about. One of them, we're reading The Street by Petrie, which was on my October TBR, but it is like 450 pages. I think the ebook version has fewer pages, but it's still got that word count. It's still lengthy. It's a good sized novel. So I need to have that read by October 26th, but and then The Activist we're reading the week after that. The Activist is not going to be long to read, but I know The Street is I'm going to need at least a week, preferably 10 days, to give that the time and attention it needs. But besides that, like obviously those 2 books I did include in my October TBR. I was planning to fit them into everything else I was reading. The thing I wasn't planning to fit in was the supplemental readings, and there's a lot of them. It's not just that some of them are long, which some of them are. Currently, today, I've been working through an 88-page section from a novel by Amitav Ghosh, which I need to have read by Wednesday, though preferably before Wednesday, but also it's just like the sheer number of them. So yesterday I was reading a 25-page essay for tomorrow, and then the day before that I was reading a short story that was also for tomorrow. So it's it's school. There's just lots of readings. I mean, because it's a criticism and creative writing class. Like nothing about this is surprising. However, I was kind of surprised at how much just like time it takes. So I have only finished reading one book so far this month, and it was the book I started on September 27th. It was one of my arcs, and it was not the longest thing on my TBR by far. It was like 290 pages in the arc format. So really not very long, and it took me that long to read it. Not because I disliked it. I actually quite enjoyed it. It was just that, like, trying to fit that in around all the reading for class, also going to class, because I spend about 12 hours in class on Zoom every week. It's just like, it's hard having the mental energy to read for fun. It's the thing we've all experienced if we've gone to high school or college or whatever as readers. Other thing that's really been cutting into my time is back in August, I decided, since I also got laid off from my job that kept me kind of active, I'd had a lot of depression and I had gained some weight, and I wanted to address that because I'm a plus size person in general, but this had definitely like packed on a few too many pounds that I did not like, and I wasn't feeling good. Like, I had actually tried to, over the summer, tried to eat intuitively. Like, I definitely have issues with blood sugar management. Like, it's very easy for my blood sugar to kind of spike, and I'd been trying to eat intuitively to even that out, but it doesn't work. My body is dumb. Like, they always talk about intuitive reading. They always talk about how your body's really smart and it knows when it's hungry and it knows what it needs. No, for some of us, our bodies are real fucked up, and, hormonally, metabolically, and they're stupid, and they will eat themselves to death and still feel like shit. And it was not working. I wasn't feeling good, and I was gaining weight. So I decided to go ahead and pull back from that and start tracking what I was eating, and also just like make some changes to my diet. Like, I don't have any foods I'm not allowed to eat. I still have ice cream every single day, and I baked cookies last week. It's more just about really, really reining myself back in and focusing on portion control. And along with that, because obviously, like, eating is, like, your diet is, like, the most important thing when it comes to losing weight, and also blood sugar levels, let's be real. But in conjunction with that, I decided to start being active, like planned activity, and just doing something like 30 minutes every single day, and it could be anything I wanted to do. Like, again, just want to build structure into my day-to-day routine, which I think probably a lot of us have had to wrestle with since we're in quarantine, or maybe we're not participating in our jobs the way we normally would. Because, like, with my old retail job, I was lifting and carrying 40 to 60 pound boxes. I was packing and unpacking and carrying them manually around the store. I was doing hundreds of basically squats and lunges every day, because you have to manually straighten bookshelves. You start at the bottom, you bring all the books forward, and you shift them over, and then you carry it down from the row above, and you do that all the way up for the entire store. And you don't just do that once a day, you do that like continually throughout the day. And so it's like a very physical job with a lot of like movement and also like weight involved. And because we didn't have any equipment to help us. We didn't have like any like inventory support equipment, like nothing mechanized. It was all manual, minimum wage labor. You know what I'm saying? And so going from that 19 hours a week to nothing, that definitely contributed to like sleeplessness, my irregular sleep schedule. My sleep schedule went completely out of whack. And also I need my sleep schedule to be, regular for school, because I gotta get up. I got like a 10 a.m. Zoom meeting, I gotta get to. And so I decided to start exercising. So one of the things I had discovered on YouTube, and you've probably heard of her, was Chloe Ting. She's been like everywhere. Everyone's been doing Chloe Ting. I didn't start out doing a Chloe Ting challenge. I honestly just started subbing in like one of her videos a couple times a week just because I thought they were fun. And it was like not stuff I usually do. And that was really effective for, you know, the first kind of 2 months I was on this little like, okay, get your life in order journey. And then I decided last week to go ahead and do one of her full programs and do all the videos. And like, I didn't want that originally because there's like a lot of videos you're supposed to do every day. And it was just like, I am not in shape enough for this. But last week I started one. I'm doing a 28-day summer shred challenge or something like that in conjunction with school. And I take it at my own pace. And so that means like the 45-minute workout takes me an hour and 20 minutes because, you know, I have rest periods to cover my breath and then I go all out again, you know, and that's just what it takes for me to do it. But I get it done and I have a lot of fun doing it and I feel really good doing it. And I've also like totally rediscovered my love of yoga. I used to do yoga all the time and then I kind of fell off of it when I started working this job, or the old job, because I was just too tired all the time, even though, man, I really should have stuck with it because it probably would have helped like some of the, you know, tiredness from being on your feet all the time. But regardless, I've really rediscovered my love of yoga and I've started practicing that again, which has been amazing for just like mental centeredness, let me tell you. But anyway, so all of these things, you know, working out, going to school, reading for school, doing homework, all of those things have severely cut into my personal reading time. I am still reading, but I know for like the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm probably just going to be doing the 2 books for class, the readings for class, and then I'm also going to be doing the reading for the Golden Oldies Book Club, because that's due by the end of this month. And so like those are my priorities, and kind of everything else on my TBR, I just don't know if I'm going to get to it. I am reading about 1 or 2 pages of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell every day. That's kind of like just to, because I'm trying to ease myself into that book. A commenter mentioned that the first 100 or so pages are really slow because it's all set up. And so like I'm not going to try to force my way through that. I'm just going to kind of meander through those pages, and hopefully I'll hit a spot eventually where I'm like, ooh, I really want to keep reading this, and then I can zip as much as you can through 800 pages through the rest of it. I think that's a really good strategy. That's what I did with Life After Life, and it worked really well. So I am slowly working my way through that page a day. You know, I'll be done within a couple of years. And I would still really like to read Practical Magic around Halloween. I'm hoping maybe the week after The Street is due in class, I'll have time to read that. But otherwise, I don't know if I'm going to get to much of my October TBR, you know? And I don't know how much I'm going to have to talk about on this channel. Maybe I'll try to do some more reflective, like essay-ish type videos, because, you know, this class I am taking is obviously very relevant, I think, to what we talk about here. A lot more relevant than all of this life update stuff I've just spewed that probably none of you care about. So maybe I'll do that. We'll see. I also have some like kind of arts and crafts projects. I have a sewing project lying over there that I really want to get to. If you're interested in seeing any like sewing or baking or I don't know, working out type content, let me know down below. I realize this is a booktube channel though, and I think lifestyle content doesn't tend to cross over very well with booktube. We're really just here to talk about books, and I totally understand that. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on, and why my wrap up at the end of this month is probably going to be small. We'll just say small instead of pathetic, but it's gonna be small. But that's life. Let me know down below how your October is going. Are you finding yourself, are you going back to school? Are you going to school? How is it going? Are you going remotely? How are you enjoying that experience? I am freaking loving Zoom school. It is amazing, but that's just me. I like computers and technology and not having to leave my house and not having to commute anywhere and not having to hike across campus and not being stuck on campus. Oh, I love it. So freeing. But let me know how you're doing, and how your reading is going. Are you reading anything fun right now? And yeah, my lofty plans for October kind of got blown out of the water, but that's life. So I'll see you guys in my next video, whenever that will be. If you want to chat, I'm available down below, or you can follow me on Twitter. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.